In today's video, traders, we're going to be talking about wedges and some effective ways and some profitable ways that you can trade this pattern. We see it again and again in markets. It can be super effective. And in today's video, we're going to be going through step by step how to use them. Let's get into the video right now. Welcome back, traders, to another one of my videos. If this is your first time here, my name is Nick, also known as Trader Nick. I make all sorts of trading educational content here on YouTube for free. I do ask if you are helped by my videos, please give this video a thumbs up down below. It helps to grow the channel and to share this message with more traders around the world. So what we're going to be talking about today is we're going to be talking about wedges. Now, wedges are a super cool price action tool, as this video is a part of the price action free course I'm putting on YouTube. Today, we're going to be talking about how to actually use them, where to spot them or how to spot them, as well as kind of how to actually effectively trade the concept of a wedge. Now, first of all, we need to talk about what exactly a wedge is. So I'm going to pull up my sketch pad and we'll get into kind of what this concept is first of all. Now, simply put, a wedge is going to be something, a kind of consolidation, if you will, of price. Now, what a wedge will usually have is it will have kind of a trend line on the top and a trend line on the bottom. And what you can notice about this, guys, is that notice that there is kind of a downward trend and an upward trend, and they're kind of converging, right? So they're coming together. Now, what this signals, remember, when we talk about price action on my channel, I like to point out the fact that price action is really just understanding the market participants or the story of the current price movements, right? Understanding the backstory or the history of what's going on in the market can oftentimes lead to potentially identifying what the market will do next. So what we can see here is that price is back and forth, right? We're chopping back and forth, but notably in a wedge formation, price is forming a kind of structure where it's condensing, right? So on the bottom, this is kind of a structural support. You can see price kind of bouncing off of the lows here and pushing, kind of squeezing into a tighter and tighter surface area or kind of area to travel in. And so when this is happening, we have to understand as traders what exactly this means. What is this actually telling us about market participants? Well, what it tells us is that there's not some super solid identifying direction for market movements. For example, if we're in an uptrend, we see stuff like this, right? We see clear movements to the upside. It is very clear that buyers are in control of this particular market. If we're in a downtrend, we see markets doing this, right? We see strong pushes to the downside where sellers are clearly in control or dominating a particular market that we're looking at. But when we're looking at a wedge, things change a little bit. Price is really moving sideways and consolidating inwards. It's kind of tightening up towards the end of the wedge formation. Now, this is a super interesting concept because, again, it means that markets are not dominated one way or the other. What this actually means is that there is indecision by market participants. Price is consolidating or tightening up because people are not choosing a solid direction, right? So when that happens, it means that market participants are not certain which way the market will go. And this is actually building up pressure, right? So as traders are building up positions, right? Institutional traders, banks, hedge funds, who you name it, there are people who are loading up on positions a lot of times during this. And we see indecision as one way or the other is kind of loading up. Now, the one way that I like to think about a wedge formation is I like to think of it as like a spring, right? You have springs all over the world, you know, in your cars, in your computers, wherever you have springs, right? And springs are simply going to be kind of a good analogy for a wedge formation because you have two kind of scenarios with a spring. You have a very tight spring, right? And it has a lot of potential. It's ready to blow up and go one way or the other, right? You don't know if it's going to go left or you don't know if it's going to go right, but if you let go of it, it's going to shoot one way or the other, right? Well, same thing with a wedge. And when it does start to shoot, you'll see the kind of the spring go into kind of stretched mode, right? So it'll jump one way or the other. And that's exactly the concept that we're working with here, guys. We're looking to build up, we're looking for energy to build up in a wedge formation so that we could potentially ride this moment right here. We're looking to join that big explosion in price action movements. So now that we kind of understand what exactly a wedge formation is, and we have a little bit of a backstory about the actual price action story that's being told, let's go ahead and take a look at some examples of this, and we can talk a little bit further about wedge formations. I'll close out of this, and what we'll do, I'm currently looking at XAU USD. And what I want to show you guys here is that first I'll do a trend line. Now what you can see here is I'm going to use a trend line to just kind of show, look at how this market is finding some lower highs, right? You can see prices making a slow movement down and kind of finding rejection along this top. So we can see some sell pressure in this particular market. Sellers are stepping in and pushing price down off of these highs. Now on the other side of this though, there's an interesting point to pay attention to as well. Take a look here at the structure that we are seeing on the bottom of this particular concept. We actually see buyer strength in this exact same market. Now take a look here, because this is where it gets important, guys. Again, sellers were pushing this market down and we were forming a series of lower highs, right? Lower highs all along the way here as sellers were pushing the market off of this. So we did have some sort of downtrend structure. However, on the low side, we had buyers stepping in all along this level and pushing price off of this. So buyers are strong as well as sellers are strong. So we actually have higher lows, right? And I won't draw it for every single one, but you can see we get the concept. We have markets pushing up and we also have markets pushing down. Remember how we talked about the fact that this is building pressure, guys? Well, this is exactly what we're seeing here. We're seeing buyers and sellers pushing on price and slowly buying up the price and slowly selling off the price and converging into a tighter zone, which right here we can spot. You can see prices getting very, very tight. So originally we're making these big moves back and forth, and we see price start to wind up here. And that's exactly where things get really interesting. And now we're going to get into how do we actually look to trade this concept. Now, wedges are something that I really like to trade, especially on the intraday level, because I think we get some really big explosions, especially during a good market session. If you trade the London session or the New York session, we get some pretty good volume and pretty good movements. And wedges can be a beautiful thing to trade in those particular sessions, right? So we're looking here, and let's clear this chart a little bit. You guys get the point about this. You can see the wedge. This is a kind of a cookie cutter, beautiful little wedge pattern here on XAU USD. We're looking at that 4-hour chart. Now, what do we notice right around the end of this pattern? Remember when we talked about the fact that this is like a spring and that it kind of tightens up and then all of a sudden explodes one way or the other? Well, look what we had here. We had an explosion to the upside. And here is where things really get interesting, because if I pull up my sketchpad again, you can see that again, we had sell pressure along this way. And again, remember, we don't know which way, just like our spring, we don't know which way our spring is going to shoot. It could go left or it could go right. When we're talking about consolidation here, when we're talking about a wedge formation, we don't exactly know if the market's going to shoot up or if it's going to shoot down. Maybe if you're using other contexts like higher time frames, overall trend, some sort of other confluence factors to look for a bias, whether up or down. That's another thing, and I have more videos for you to check out on that. However, when talking about a standard wedge, we don't exactly know which way it's going to go, but we know that there's a very good chance that when price starts to move, it's going to break out of this wedge formation with some sort of energy. And this is where we get involved, guys. We want to get involved with that energy. So what you can see here is price broke through. We'll keep it simple. Price broke through what was a major level of resistance, now broke through that level, and now the road, and we're hitting the road hard and we're going fast, right? So we're breaking through and we have a lot of energy here. And you can see that markets broke through this structure. And notice what happens here. We pull back to that level and we don't even close on it. We literally just wick the price on this trend line here, or this wedge formation, and we shoot up for a beautiful trade to the upside. This is exactly the cookie cutter concept that I wanted to show you guys. Again, if we just animate our wedge formation here, again, price back and forth, right? Very simple. This is where we're looking to get involved. We have a break to the upside, right? We get a pullback and it shoots up and continues. Exactly like what we see right here, right? Almost beautiful cookie cutter examples of this trade. Now, here's the next part. When price breaks through this level, right, what was a major level of resistance, now buyers are in full control, right? Because buyers have broken this level. They've said, you know what, we're going to push and break right through this level. And so we found out who the real winner was in this particular example. And it was the buyers, right? Buyers bought up gold and broke it through this level. And take a look right here, guys. This is where, if I'm trading a wedge, I look to get involved on that retest. right? That gives me a second chance. Now, sometimes what you're gonna see is that price is just gonna continue and you never get an entry. Sometimes in trading, you're just gonna miss out, and you should never be focused on FOMO, right? Fear of missing out. You don't wanna be focused on that. If you miss a trade because the market just kept going, then good for you for not taking any trade or chasing the price. As traders, we wanna look for high probability entries, and for me, that means waiting for a retest or giving some patience to the trade and letting it come back a little bit, getting involved with a higher probability entry with a little bit better risk to reward ratio. Now from here, we saw price break through and continue. We saw a nice little rally there, broke through that recent structure high. You can see we got a little bit past it before price kind of retraced. And the beautiful thing about this particular trade is that it did give us a chance to get involved right here on a retest of that wedge formation. This is where we could have traded, we could have gotten involved long and rode some of this momentum. But where do we get in and how do we get out of a wedge formation trade? That's a great question. Thanks for asking, Nick. So next up, what we can do is we can take a look here. And what we want to do as far as risk reward, at least what I'd like to do, is when I'm looking at this, I want to get involved at the best possible entry, which to me means some sort of retest or patient entry here. And then I want to look for kind of a reasonable amount of risk to reward, right? So maybe something like a 2-to-1 is probably something standard here. I'm going to eyeball this because I don't want to spend time calculating everything. And what you can see here is if I just mark my entry in blue, right? I'm looking to get involved right around that retest of the wedge breakout, right? So we've broken out the level, we've retested that level, and that level might act as a potential level of demand and push price higher. So for me, the first thing I want to do is define my risk, right? And so if price starts to come back into this range, then I'm not really super interested in the trade. I see that there's structure right here. Maybe if I put structure, a resistance point just below that level, that might be somewhere for me to be interested. So again, if I just kind of put structure down here as my my level of my stop loss, right? So this is my stop loss. This is my entry, right? So this is where I'm getting involved with the trade long. And if I wanted to do a 2-to-1, I'm going to take my finger the old fashioned way, and I'm going to say, okay, right around literally just towards the high. That I did not mean for that to look so perfect, guys, but this example really did work out. And I'm going to show you guys a secondary example in a second. Now, I want to stop here and say something. There's no perfect technical entry that's going to get you every single price action movement perfectly. Price action is actually pretty difficult to read. Market participants can be a little bit tricky. So there's no such thing as a perfect entry. There's no such thing as a 100% winning strategy. So a lot of times you will see, I'm telling you right now, that you will see price come back in and start to chop again and maybe even stop you out of a trade. That's going to happen. And as a trader, you have to be ready for that. Just like running a business, you have to be ready for expenses. So with that said, that's probably where I'd be looking to get involved with this trade and how I would play this particular wedge formation on gold. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll forward just a little bit and we'll take a look at another example that's actually very, very recent to gold. Now, if we repeat our process, guys, take a look right here. This is something I wanted to show you guys. Now, it would be easy to say that I would easily have gotten involved in this trade and made a bunch of money on this trade, but I actually was watching this particular trade and I missed out. And I wanted to tell you that because I think it's important to not just sit here and say, you know, I took every single winning trade. I want to be honest with you guys and tell you that sometimes you're going to miss the trade. Sometimes you're going to miss the boat. It's just going to be unfortunate and you're just not going to have the opportunity. So what you can see that happened here is, look at this. Sellers were here. We identified this beautiful little wedge formation here forming, right? So price is bouncing off the lows and it's bouncing off the highs. And when price broke through, I was very ready. I was watching this particular market, potentially waiting to get involved. I almost sent out a signal to the VIP team that I do offer. By the way, the link is in the description down below. Price started to break through and we didn't get a retest. Unfortunately, we never got an opportunity to get involved long. And what you can see is that overall, the market actually just left the station without us and kept going for a beautiful move to the upside. But here's the thing, guys, I'm not disappointed. I'm not bummed out about this. Sure, it would have been nice to take a winner, but at the end of the day, our goal as traders is not to catch every single market move. Our goal is to master our craft, master a particular set of strategy rules that you go by and you stick to. And so for me, this didn't meet my criteria. I don't chase the kind of breakthrough. Some traders will jump in and they'll find ways to trade kind of aggressively with that. Not my particular style. However, it is possible to trade that profitably. I know some people who do that on a regular basis. So if that's more your style, then feel free to play around with this, guys. I do want to thank you very much for watching the video, and we'll catch you on the next one.